going to say, what's wrong with her? But that's the only way you can get attention. It's not fair. Give a space to everybody. And I know that we've become a society of, well, you've got 60 minutes. You know, when we go to a yoga class, I'm going to do yoga for 60 minutes and I'll be a yogi. You know, you can't. Just take 5 minutes, breathe, relax. Miss the bus if you have to. I mean, your boss might cut your salary. But, I mean, just really don't jump on that hamster wheel and run for nothing. Everybody is important. Every second of your life is an amazing journey. And doing these gatherings are adding to that pot of goodness. Anything you can do from today, any kind of little campaign you do, have a thought for the parents, for the siblings. She's got an amazing daughter. How is she here? How is she here? And her son is not here because she has an amazing network, and one of the network is the daughter. So the siblings matter. They have their own lives, their own feelings, and the parents want to have a bit of their own life as well. I mean, nobody told them this was going to happen when they got together, right? But as society, and you know what? You will feel better about yourselves when you help somebody. You know? I like to think that I get one wrinkle less if I help somebody. That's what I say to myself. You know, I'm just a silly kid. You know, I try not to grow up. I try not to be too serious because it might break my heart, and I don't want to go back to that space I was in before I met Rima. You know, she did pull me out. So it's one person. Then I met another person. We were like a witch's coven, weren't we? Me, you, and Sarah. Sarah has these. She lived in Bahrain. She wrote a couple of books. She's like the dog lady. She's also an engineer. She has this engineer's brain. But she wasn't afraid to try something new. If it didn't work, it didn't work. But some people don't want to fail. And I don't look at it as failure. It's, this didn't work for us at this time. That's all. So if you try to think in those terms, it's just an experience. Yeah, it doesn't feel nice to fail, so let's just be more careful next time we do it, you know, but you might try 10 times, 12 times. When you have children with special needs, you don't know what's going to work. There is a basic formula, maybe, but you don't always know what's going to work. But what we do know as a society, people do like to be welcomed. Would you like to try this? If you have an event, you have a station for arts and crafts, you have a station for building something, you know, the budding engineers, you have a station for people listening to different musical instruments or trying to play musical instruments, you know? So you can make a musical instrument with a funnel and a tube, right? And just blow through it, it makes a sound. Kids love it. You don't need to go and spend £500. Sarah Clark, bless her, she is the master on doing things on a zero budget. Zero budget, we do these most elaborate events that you could ever think of. But again, she's quite persistent with the emails and phone calls and quite polite, but persistent. What was that word? Persuasive. Sarah Clark, that's her middle name, actually. I don't know how she does it, but she does. Yeah. So,
she's there online.
I got a red light. Red light. Can it not be green? Why have I got a red light? Am I losing points now? It's like the death knell. It's a red light. But do you have any questions? Because Rima's going to answer them. I'm only joking.
You can ask Sarah also to.
Sarah, where are you?
No, she's there.
Yeah, she's online.
Sarah, you look different today. Listen, I'm sorry, but I can't resist you. You've given me the floor, and I'm really enjoying myself. So, does Sarah? Do you have any questions? Come on, type something. Oh yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, I just want to know, since you're someone who's already gone through it.
She's
Sorry,
Sarah is there. She's speaking.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Yes, you can.
I just said hello.
Hello.
Greetings from England.
Thank you, Sarah.
How are you?
We're good, thank you. I've got a red light, so ask a question.
switch
We can
on
change the
red
light.
car.
We can switch off the light.
Yes, like a football match. At least at football they get the yellow card first, and I can argue my case. I need a lawyer.
What's the strategy for avoiding the red car?
Just being sweet and you just switch.
Somebody give me food, and then I'll stop talking.
That you do.
Keep your mouth occupied.
She said, "What is the strategy for not getting a red card?" What is the strategy for not getting a red card? We want to know. Listen, Sarah. Ask about.
Planning, dear. Planning.
She's there.
Planning.
You can see her.
No, we can't see. She's not keeping the.
Yeah, no, I know. She said it. The strategy for me not getting a red card is planning.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you on that, Sarah. Thank you very much for that. What was your question?
I was just asking, see, as a mother, she goes through a lot. So I've had like friends. Now what she does is she tends to, as you said, people observe and you try to put the load on the kid, don't be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother kind of, sometimes it's escapism, the mother tries to keep herself so occupied, get away because she's getting stressed, and then the guilt adds up, I'm not giving enough time to the kid, I'm trying to, I keep telling my kid, be quiet, because others will look at you differently, because somewhere, as you said, we still are not ready to accept that they are same or maybe better when it comes to souls, as to say.
Yes.
So how do you get over the feeling of trying to push your kid to be quieter, not be themselves, and not feel guilty about it? You know, somewhere.
I just had to get over that because my son can be quite loud sometimes, and I just had to get over it. It was as simple as that because I had other things to deal with, but I had a great group of friends that supported me in that.
It's very important, the support group, right? End of the day.
And those parents that don't have a lot of support, they do go to the doctors, and the doctors put them on medication to calm them down because we just didn't have time even to get.
Can I answer that?
Please
question?
answer.
Okay. First, before I can answer that question, can I ask how many parents do we have in the room?
All of it.
All our parents,
All of you
literally,
guys are-
everybody is.
Okay,
most of
except
them,
for me.
Except
Okay, except for you. And
she's a parent for many other people.
yeah. And what are the age groups? Just for me to know, like
4, 5, 6, 2,
15.
Oh,
kids,
30 plus.
oh, okay,
30 plus.
okay.
32 and 34.
Most of the people have younger
Younger
kids.
yeah.
Okay. Please sit down.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
One of the biggest mistakes that I did when my son was diagnosed, when he was 2 years old, is I thought of him different. I thought of him as special. Well, guess what? They're not special.
He's not.
He's not special. I've learned as a behavioral therapist and as a teacher, and that's what I tell my parents now that I mentor and I teach and I draw behavioral plans for. They are children first.
Exactly.
So set expectations. Set expectations. Set expectations. Don't be afraid. They're not going to break. They're not pieces of crystal. They're not going to break. If you say no and they throw a temper tantrum, it's fine. If you discipline, it's fine. If they cry, it's fine. They're not going to break. Don't let them bully you. Just because they have the label autism does not give them a free pass. It does not give them a free pass.
To treat them as
Treat them as every other child. Now, bear in mind, there are some sensory needs. There are some restrictions they might need. Keep that in mind. But the more you put expectations, the better they become. The more you are strict with your rules, the more they will comply. I'm not telling you to beat your child. I'm not telling you to be rough. Good parenting is setting expectations. Good parenting is knowing that you're a boss.
Yes.
Good parenting is having a solid routine in the house. Sarah Clark can tell you, as a person who
She's
has
there.
trained wherever she is. Hi, Sarah. As somebody who's trained animals for years of her life, and as behaviorists, we follow the same rules. The only reason she succeeded is because she set routines and expectations and gave rewards. Reward the positive, ignore the negative. Remember that. Reward the positive, ignore the negative.
That's your basic ABA.
The minute you do that, the minute you will start sleeping at night, the minute your household will become peaceful, the minute you and your husband will stop fighting.
You can implement that with
The
your
same-
husbands as well.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, don't worry.
The problem
Letting out the
is,
secrets
a
now.
lot of times parents will tell me, well, I don't know why they do this. And I say, what happens when he spills milk? And they say, well, we rush to help him and we clean up and we yell and we scream. Oh, you just gave him a party. Congratulations. You just gave him a party. You came, you rushed, you gave him attention, you cleaned it up, every 5 minutes you said, Mama, why did you do this? Mama, we don't do this. Mama, look what the mess you made. Mama, don't spill the milk. Mama, don't. Mom is tired. You spilled the milk. I have to clean it. You spent 15 minutes explaining to him why he spilled the milk.
Make him clean it and maybe.
So you just gave him a big party. Do you think he's not going to spill the milk again? Guess what? He's going to spill the milk again. Because you just gave him a party. Of course he's going to spill the milk again. Because when he doesn't spill the milk, you don't come and say, good boy, you didn't spill the milk. You don't.
They reward the positives and ignore the negatives. That's an amazing principle,
Yeah.
irrespective of what sort of occasion.
Absolutely. That's
So
it.
he spills the milk. Guess what? I zip it. You know what I do? I go on my hands and knees. I bring him on his hands and knees, 6 foot to 100 pounds, with a rag in his hand, hand over hand, with a bucket. I make it, clean it up. I do not say a word. We rinse and repeat, and rinse and repeat. And once he gets a hang of it, I leave the bucket there and I point and I say, clean up. That's it. No good job. No, you did a good job cleaning it up, because he's supposed to do a good job cleaning it up. It's not, I'm not rewarding him for cleaning